Breaking news with Paul Toole.
Hello and a very warm welcome. The Cal League, the first Crip softball league in Los Angeles, presents its coffee table book of 500 Black Unity pictures by author L.A. Nutt. The Cal League uplifting families, communities and ending the sickness of gang violence that has plagued black communities for over 50 years. The Cal League players, former Crips on 11 teams, backed by their communities, create a safer environment for all LA communities. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.
What makes you righteous? You see, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I won't fornicate and I won't commit adultery. I don't smoke dope. And I say all my prayers every day. And I give whatever I can in charity. And what else do you do? But what do you mean, what else? Is there something else? That's nothing. That's vanity. So you don't smoke, so what? So you don't drink. You don't use drugs. So what? What are you doing to better the condition of others? What are you doing to reform where you live? And if you do nothing to reform society with the knowledge you have received, then you are guilty of concealing knowledge. And that is a cardinal sin.
Yeah, that is a cardinal sin when you conceal that knowledge. And you know what? We need that more than anything during the summertime. You know, in the summertime in LA, man, everybody already know what's going up. You know, all these kids out here broke, all these kids out here hungry. They all out here ready to get these 07 phones, 18 chains, and they willing to sell their souls just to do it. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Crip. You know, we back. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Yeah, this is just a recap of the whole week of what we was talking about before the Crips. We just going over the same thing that's going to happen every summer, like we know it's going to happen. It's going to be innocent lives lost. It's going to be sad parents. And, you know, the one thing that you hate is that you don't ever want to get that call and your child is cold on the ground, you know? And your child had a future in front of him, whether it be sports, academics, you know, or just on the road to wanting to get a job and go to work, earn his car, you know, earn his clothing, pay for stuff that you as a parent pay for. So, you know, we know all that stuff has a chance to end. And in order to prevent any of that stuff, you need to you need to make sure that your kid is on the path, you know, so where he ain't got to experience stuff in prison and stuff in jail, you know, anything like that, anything that you can prevent him to making bad decisions. So when he do get out there, he can make the right decisions, because you don't want your child to grow up to making decisions like you going to the park every day. Like you go to that park every single day, and you coming home late. All these is little signs, that it's a chance that your child could be in the wrong environment. It's hard enough to deal with the kids that he got to deal with and she got to play with. It's hard enough to deal with that. But if you can keep your child out the wrong environment, you've done a great job in instilling them like, man, listen, let's just graduate from high school, because that's a task. That's a task that's put on us. I tell fathers, start training your kids early with the trades. You feel me? Like, man, this is a chore that you're going to have. You got to come work with me so you can learn how to do this. And if I could pay you, I'm going to pay you. But I just want you to learn this. But look, it's pulling him away. Do it at the hours where he know he need that money. Like, hey, man, come learn this trade with me. And then during that trade, you can break it down. I remember one of the videos I showed, the guy was going around showing kids how to change brakes and basic stuff like that. I wish I had a skill. I wish God would have possessed me with some type of, I can't even cut hair. I mean, I can give you a bowl cut or something like that though, but I can't really get cracking even with a part. I can't lay bricks. I can't work on my car. Now my whole family can do all that. My older brother is trade out. He can do all kind of stuff. He can work with wood, metal, do brakes, fix houses. He can do all that. I don't got none of them skills. I don't have anything because of GAMD, gang addiction mental disorder, prevented me from learning any trade. The only trade that I knew how to do good is selling drugs, and I didn't do that good because God wasn't going to let me be a super duper baller. He prevented all my efforts, all me taking over states, all the stuff I had cracking. He shut up everything down. Like, I'm not letting you get away with none of that, because you just don't know what I got in store for you. Only thing you could do is run your mouth. Guess what? You're about to run your mouth to these kids out here and let them know about me and keep them on the right path. That may be all he want out of me. That's it. And if that's it, guess what? I got to deal with it, because I'd rather be serving God than serving some of you suckers out here. Because as hard as I was and as hood as I was and all that added up to be nothing. So, this is the time, man. So LA is on fire right now. This is the beginning. June is the beginning of everything that's going to be really March, when it starts with these hood days, even the 11th, all the way to the one. So it's really January. Every it starts, but the summer is when it kicks in, because it's just summer. So everybody is going around to all the hood days that's in summer. So we know that this summer is going to be really, really out of control because of it's the 24th year. So whatever's in store for us for the 25 and 24 is what's going to kick it off, and 25 is when you're going to see whatever this generation got to offer, wherever it's going to come, whatever new situations such as COVID that affect everybody in general. 24s is what's probably going to set it off. So you'll probably start seeing it this month, and we're going to be living it in 25. So this is why you need to get your kids on the right track right now, so they can be prepared to, go into this next phase, because it's coming, and it's coming in a way that, it's gonna hurt a lot of people, man. Every time I hear about a kid dying, gang related death and all that, or just stupidity, overdose, or running from the, some incidents, or just doing something that, they had a chance not to do. So making a bad decision. So that always hits. So this is the time for all the gang interventionists and everybody. They need to have a meeting. All the gang interventionists right now, they need to sit down and have a meeting right now, outside of the meetings that you have. And it just need to be with nothing but the ambassadors and the grid workers, because those are the people. So you got to have those meetings that there's nobody there but the ex-gang members, current gang members trying to work in their hoods or whatever. But no one is here that is not affiliated with a gang. This is not the meeting to bring your wife, your kid, none of that. This is strictly the meeting for the people that's gang members, that's working in the hood, grid workers, ambassadors, and grassroots workers, that's gang members that work at at the grassroots organizations and the other organizations. If you a gang member, ex-member, or current member, and you're doing something positive, all you guys need to meet right now. It don't need to be nobody outside in that meeting that is not a gang member. And how you do that is you start with an introduction roll call. Such and such, who? East Coast, Harlem, BPS, Hoover, A-Trey, 60, 40, 90, 111, UG, Avalon, the list goes on and on. Anybody that have workers in their neighborhood that's trying to stop gang violence, all the workers, this is the time. They already know. So this is the time that they need to come together and have their meeting of what they need to do, of what they need to do and what they need to get cracking. You feel me? How they need to address their homies and their hood, and what work in this hood, work in that hood. See, you have to have meetings where there are no non-affiliates there, period, and set your own organization and set your own rules, and what's going to be laid out, what's happening in this hood, what's happening in this hood, so you can hear from the horse's mouth and not have to have somebody else explain it or none of that. You know what I'm saying? This is the time, man. This is the summertime right now. This is when everything is finna take place. We know it's always taking place year round. We know that. But this is it right now. The summer is here, and it's 24. And if you don't have that feeling, just think about everybody turning 50 this year and everybody turning 25. That's the same bracket. I may not hang out with you. I may not go where you go or do what you do, but check this out. We in the same bracket. Let me explain something to you. 18 to 50 is the same bracket. Now, they do different stuff, true enough, but that's the same bracket. All you dudes are in the same bracket because 18, that's your G. And the G's that's in there, that's 40, 30, and 20, all the way down. So if those dudes are the ones that's in the hood constantly every day, then those the ones that, and they at doing the piecework, those the ones that need to be at the meeting because they know what's happening. They know what's going on. And it don't need to be nobody in those meetings, period. They know what's happening, how it's happening, everything that's going on. And they need to have that meeting ASAP. Andre Phillips, this is Pete All. Keep that real going. Yeah. No more in 24. That's all you got to do is tell them. You know the business, Pete All. You know how it go. No more in 24. Why y'all need people 12, 13, 14 on y'all hood claiming y'all hood? And it ain't working currently right now with the ones that already got put on. Only thing gang members could produce when they put people on is more snitches, because that's at an all-time high, more issues and problems for the community that you in, and more death over situations that should have never took place if you had real ones on, you know, so-called real ones, you know, in the game. You know? So this is the time, you know. This is the time that you got to take. This is the time that you got to take that stand. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm not saying that it need to be like that all the time. No, I ain't saying that. I'm saying that in the world of intervention and prevention, if you are a gang member currently or a ex-gang member or whatever you are, and you from that hood, it's tattooed on your body. Some of them don't have it, but you've been in jail and all that. You are a gang member from that neighborhood. You with a name. You definitely got a nickname from that neighborhood. If you are a person in that category, it is time for all you dudes to meet maybe once or twice for this summer to get a hold of conversation and action that's in your neighborhood so it can be heard. Now, all that over the phone and this and that, he said this and that, no, because stories change. People will never tell the story the same. But if the story is getting told in the meeting where people can hear it for themselves, so people can say, what's working in your hood? What's working in your hood? What's happening in your hood? We heard about this in your hood. We heard about that in your hood. How should we, what is some of your opinions? What's going on in that hood? So people can have an understanding of what's going on. Because the workers don't need to find out secondhand information. They're supposed to be firsthand information. So if you know what's going on in your hood and you can explain it to other people that need to know, these other workers, these other intervention people that's from another gang to work, they'll know how to deal with stuff. So you can't not get together. It's important for you dudes to get together, to talk at least once, twice during this summertime, because that's how you can prevent stuff from taking place. Trust me, I know. We know. Unity One does stuff like that all the time. That's why other organizations used to hate on us. That's why they used to try to drag our name on, because you know why? We don't need to talk to no non-affiliates. Why are we talking to y'all? We talk to y'all when we need to talk to y'all. When y'all got resources for us to help and all that. Okay, woo. But check this out. I need to go talk to the Hoovers over here. I need to go talk to the A-Trays. I need to go talk to the PBGs, West Boulevards, Avalons, the 40s, the Harlems, the 20s, the Inglewood families. I need to go talk to everybody that's doing what I do. And that's not you. Hey, come to this meeting, homie. Hey, come to this meeting over here, homie. Hey, man, we got a meeting going on tonight, man. You need to pull up. You know what I'm saying? You need to pull up. And everybody that's in there is gang members, ex-gang members, current gang members that's trying to be involved in intervention. That's how you get an accord. They don't do that right now. Now, yes, people have meetings, weekly meetings where they debrief and all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking strictly gang members, not no organization. This is the president from, no, none of that. We talking strictly gang members. Strictly gang members. We don't need no non-affiliates in here. None. We don't care how cool you is with this hood. You lived over here your whole life. Did you ever get put on that hood? No, you didn't. Well, you can't come represent them. At the end of the day, if you say, I'm not no gang member, I never got put on, well, you don't need to be at this meeting. This meeting is for strictly people who got initiated into the game, straight up. And that's working to try to reduce the violence in their hood. And one of the main things should be no more in 24. Man, we need to work on no more initiations. That's going to help reduce everything. And to talk about the other things that need to be talking about amongst the gang members. It's always people involved with gang members to reduce stuff, to get involved, to do this and that. But you know what? It never works out. It never works out. It never works out, man. It never works out. So that's why this summer we need to address what's going on in the neighborhoods. Just address it and have just the gang members there, man, because there's still lingering issues out there. It's still stuff that the youngsters is on. And that's need to be one of the topics too, about what the youth is doing, what's going on, how to address gang graffiti. Because gang graffiti is still being done. It's still being done by the more serious ones. But the 12, 13, 14, 15, they ain't not writing on walls. They just doing the gangs. So because that's not their job. They don't get down like that. They don't know the importance of writing on the wall and all that. How homies used to make the homies write on the wall. I never wrote on the wall because I didn't know how to write. First time they seen me writing on the wall, they said, nah, homie, he said, look, check this out. He said, he said, listen up. Hold on. He said, you hold the burner, guys. Go over there. Just watch it. And I ain't never attempted to write on another wall in my life. My whole gangbang career, I have never wrote on the wall. Now, people wrote my name on the wall. You know, I've never written my own name on the wall. I tried it. They like, you don't have it. you, but that's how you supposed to learn game banging. That's one of the things to learn game banging. You start writing your name on the wall because you get chased, shot at, and all that other stuff. So, I was just always there and hold the burner, but they was like, no, you don't go do that. That's not your right. Don't you don't need to do nothing else. You don't need to do nothing else. Yeah, hey, look, Andre Phillips, look. It was horrible. Because everybody had to strike, They was happy because they covered it up fast. They was happy. I was just happy they was like, yeah, you ain't never got to write on the wall ever again. Don't you even attempt to do it. But that's some of the traits that people do, that's some of the traits that people have to do growing up, So we don't want that. You don't want the kids. This is because see, I'm gonna tell you, you already know it's going down today. You know what I'm saying? Today is the coast is on. They own. So everybody is flocking to, whatever they got going on, but it goes down the ladder now, So but this is the time, man, because people wanna, these youngsters is trying to, I understand. I was always fly, so I never, because I had a job. I was working straight out of high school, so I always had a job. I kept a job, so and when I got out the county in 91, I had a job and selling dope. So, I always stayed fly, but that era in the 90s, the homies who deserved that, who was really about that, we didn't have a whole lot of perpetrators like trying to wear $3,000 shoes knowing you don't got it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't do that. We stayed in our lane, which was always a lane that the average person probably not going to be in, with the Jordans and all that other stuff, the Harachis and all that, silk shirts and all that, whatever it was, whatever's fresh out at the mall, all those brands, Rockaway, when all that stuff came out, at them prices, that's what the lane we was in, but we wasn't doing the fashion was different, these shoes that cost $1,000 and all that, even though we can afford that because we grinded, we out here got fat pockets, we can afford that, but that just wasn't our thing. You know what I'm saying? Our look was still hood, like, oh, I'm finna jump in, these Havana Joes and all that. And, I'm one of the first dudes that was dying Havana Joes, I wish I had that picture. I got that picture. I could show it. I put the Crip Blue on, the Havana Joes is like, the top of the notch Timberland. It's a Timberland, but it's top notch Timberland, but I got them dyed at a shoe store, so when I show up at a club or something, people looking like, is those Havana Jones? Like, yeah, like you ain't never seen that color before. Yeah, because I just went and got the shoe dyed. You know what I'm saying? I thought of that. So, I'm pretty sure other people did it. So, I went to Chambers and they dyed it for me. You know what I'm saying? No, you know what? No, excuse me. It wasn't Chambers. It was a shoe store. It was a shoe store on because Chambers, he told me, he said, you know what, I could die, but I don't want to mess it up or something like that. So I said, okay. So I had to find another shoe store. So I went to Centennial. When you go up Centinela, and make the left on what is that? La Brea, La Cienega, wherever Fridays is. You turn right before Fridays, whatever that street, you make the left, the town, and where the clubhouse, the town, the club, the townhouse, whatever that is right there. There used to be a shoe parlor dude up in there. And he dyed my Havana Joes for me. The blue. And I took black back. I got blue and black, you know. So we never really got cracking like that, like, you know, trying to impress that hard like that. But that's what this generation does. And that's one of the reasons why crime, theft, and all that other stuff is up, you know, because they want the stuff that costs $3,000, you know. They want the $2,500 shoes and the $3,000 shoes, like, huh? Like, then you wear the shoes every day. Now the shoes is looking kind of bummy. And then if somebody say something, you offended and mad because now you're getting clowned, you know. That's why PPP money didn't last. That's why EBT and PPP and EDD, the money didn't last because you 16, 17 years old, 18, they didn't put the PPP in your name. You didn't got $20,000. They took you to the mall. You know, you don't know no better. Didn't nobody tell you that. You went and bought an outfit that cost $5,000. So now you only got $15,000. You ain't doing the math. The money just still look good. You know, you're gambling. You know, it's going down. So I literally seen my homies in my hood go broke in like 2 weeks, which is like, man, like, wow, okay, I understand. And where your Balenciagos and all that at? Oh, you didn't wore them so much. They just look like regular bubblegum shoes. They got, or creases and all that. You didn't wore them so much. Then when you try to wear them, you know, it's 6 months old. The seasoning changed. You try to wear them and like, hey man, what's up with these shoes? Like, what kind of shoes is them? Oh, them Balenciagos. And then the homegirl say something. Oh, them Balencia. Them ain't Balenciaga. That's just Balencia. Now he mad. He want to sock her out. And this 3,000. These shoes cost 3,000. You ain't got nothing. Yeah, but they don't look like they 3,000. Especially if you a size 12, they look bolded. But that's what they doing. So they out here now trying to you know, this is the season. This is when they going all out. You know, this is when the grandmama's money gets stolen, checks, you know, they stealing checks, EBT cards, and you know, driving off in the car because this is the time, you know, because once that heat kick in, once that heat kick in, you know, it's over with, you know, especially at Jesse Owens. You know, all the flossing and perpetrating that's gonna come up there is how that'll play it though. What it do? You know, it's summertime. You already know what's going on. It's summertime. It's finna go down, man. And these kids about to lose their mind with 18 chains. There's finna be some more OGs get shot by people that ain't even been on their hood 10 years. Get embarrassed, you know, get knocked out. You know, summertime's finna bring all that out. That's why I say, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Crip. This is about, we're doing a recap with the before the Crips and history repeating itself, but it's summertime, and we know in summertime that this is when crime goes up. This is when everything start taking place, if it was, hey, if them dudes had them leather jackets on, hey, if them dudes had them leather jackets on then in the summertime, man, I know it was hot. I know it was hot for real, but yeah, this is during that time, so it's really going down, so this is when you gotta watch everything, it's important to get a hold on what's going on. So what we talking about is this is the time when all the gang interventionists, gang members, whether you active or not, if you in intervention and you're a gang member, you got initiated in your hood, this is the time when they need to come together and talk. They need to have a meeting with nobody in the meeting but just gang members, ex-gang members, current gang members, whatever you call yourself, but you are in intervention. And this is the meeting that need to be debriefed with each other. This is the meeting that they need to debrief with each other about what's going on in their hood, what's going on in this hood, what's going on over here. This is when they need to talk about, and it don't need to be no non-affiliates there. If you're a non-affiliate, no. I don't care if you church, state, whatever it is, nobody, neighbor, I grew up in that hood, I grew up over there. You know what I'm saying? I've been living over there for 25 years. I've been over there for 40 years. Did you ever get put on that gang? No, you don't need to be at that meeting. Only gang members from that neighborhood that's in intervention need to be at that meeting. This is the meeting that needs to take place right now. You open that meeting up with a prayer and you let everybody spill their information that needs to be spilled about prevention and intervention in their hood. And how you know who is who, you do a roll call. I don't care if it's 50 people there. Make it fast. It's going to go fast. I'm such and such, Lil D, Eastside 68th Street, EC. You feel me? Insane. You know what I'm saying? Long Beach Blue, insane. Whatever, whoever it is, just an introduction of your name or who you are. That is it. And move on to the next person. So now you know who is perpetrating the fraud. Because if it's somebody there and they say, oh, I'm such and such from Watts, okay, what you from? What because Watts they got many things in Watts. What you talking about? Oh, I'm such and such from neighborhood. Which one? You got to start explaining. Don't let nobody get away with that. Oh, man, I'm from Watts, homie. Where you from? PJ, Great, Bounty Hunter? Which one? Oh, you not from none of them? See, you don't need to be at this meeting. We understand that you good and all that, but check this out. You're not from none of the gangs in Watts. You're just from Watts. You're from neighborhood. You're not from none of the gangs in neighborhood. I lived in I've been neighborhood my whole life. Yeah, but which one? Where you from? 5540 6090. Where you from? No, Oh, you ain't never got put on none of them. You just wear an NY hat. Nah, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be at this meeting. You understand what I'm saying? You don't need to be at this meeting. I'm from gangsters, homie. What gangsters? It's a bunch of them. Broadway, ETG, Fo Trey, Fo Deuce. Where you from? You know, you don't need to be here, you know? So it's time for that meeting to take place, that they can debrief with each other about what's going on in their neighborhoods and what to expect out of other neighborhoods, and who is to connect in that neighborhood. You hear from the horse's mouth, not somebody who say, I'm from Watts, I'm from neighborhood, but never said that which one. You know, he ain't gonna go tell everybody, because you may not be accepted in this one over here because you hang more with this one, you know? So solid individuals need to be together, talk about what's going on, open that meeting with a prayer. 30 seconds, 1 minute. Don't make it long. One of them dudes in there that's a Blood or a Crip, that is because both is there, Bloods and Crips all over the city. Introduction is very fast. I don't care if it's 50 of y'all there. You know, it ain't hard. I'm such and such from Lanes. I'm such and such from Athens, you know. You know, I'm B Red from Athens, you know. I'm Van Ness from VNG, you know. It don't matter who is there representing their hood, as long as they in intervention. As long as they are in intervention and they're a gang member, ex-gang member, current gang member, whatever the situation is, and they in intervention, prevention, they need to have that meeting once and maybe twice this whole summertime. Do not have no non-affiliates there. No wives, no girlfriends, no kids, no nothing. Just them. That's it. It's not that hard. And debrief with each other. The word can go out. The word can go out because it's that time, man. It's that time for people to get together out here, because the summer is here. The summer is here, and people are going to get active because of economics, poverty, mental depression, economic depression, environmental depression, mental depression. Everything is going to be poured into each summer. And this summer is going to be very, very big because it is 2024. So next year is going to be bigger. This is going to be the year where everything kicks everything off for the following year, because you got a new government coming in, maybe, who knows? Or the government may change, who knows? But look at this. And the reason why I say that about the intervention workers, the grid workers, the ambassadors, everybody, and the current gang members and all that, they need to have their meetings with the non-affiliates not there. No non-affiliates. We don't need no non-affiliates there. Only the people that's from that hood. And you introduce yourself in that order with that hood that you attach with, so people can know. We know you don't say that no more, but yeah, you from PBG. We know you got a job and all that. Yeah, I'm Big Man from Antis Park. I'm Big such and such from Whoop de Woo. Okay, we know you don't do all that no more. We understand that. I'm big Whoop de Woo from Hoover, homie. 107, whatever, we need that moniker right now so we can know who is here and who is in attendance. you know, so you can debrief and debrief well. You know who you debriefing with. That is the reason why that needs to take place. So you know if you had to tell the A-Trey something, you know if you had to tell the 6 Deuce Brim something, you know if the shotguns had to tell the 40 something, they know they talk to this person from 40, you know. They know that they talk to this person from 40s, and you don't have to worry about all that whoop-de-whoop because this is the person who was at that meeting. So we know what's going on. You know the who is who and who you can trust. Like, oh, because people always got to say, man, look, I didn't even know that dude was from or wasn't from such and such. I always thought he was from over here. No, that he ain't from there. Well, he always talking like he from there, but he ain't from there. He's not from there. Or I didn't know that dude was from there. Yes, he is from there. That's where he from. That's why he got action like that over there. So you know, that's the importance of all that, man, because some people don't be knowing. And some people don't understand that you need those connections, and that communication like that is vital for summertime, you know, where it's finna be hot and people about to be losing their mind. You know, this is just a recap. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Crip. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But I like this particular picture because this was happening in 1966. So, you know, this is before the Crips. The Crips wasn't thought of yet. They hadn't formed or nothing. They wasn't getting together, talking about it, or none of that. Raymond was still trying to be in a Black Panther. He's still trying to be a Black Panther in 66. He ain't thought of right now. Tookie ain't thinking about no Crips and none of that. They little unit ain't doing nothing. If they terrorizing on one block between them 2-3 houses. That's it. People walking around with leather jackets on ain't getting robbed or nothing. And this was taking place. Now, how many gangs did you have in 66? That's what you need to talk about. And what gangs, what were they doing? Because this is shortly after the elimination of Black leaders. William Solomon Wright, in his home in Watts, commanded a big Watts street gang. What gang was that? Was it Grape Street? I don't think so. Which he openly admitted took an active part in the riot. A champion hurdler in high school. He had no job and was on probation for assault with 2 followers shown with him. He had later helped at a neighborhood association and used his influence. Key word, influence. So all these gang intervention workers and everybody who you listen to that are ambassadors, grid workers, and grassroots organization work that are influencers, you hear what they said in 1966. He later helped at a neighborhood association and used his influence to keep order. They keep order there, and by his interest, give the program a certain prestige in the streets. So people was listening and was not going against the grain. So if you are a gang intervention worker or a ambassador or a grid worker, you need to stop the gang initiations. You need to put your foot down, because you are an influencer to stop crime, violence, death, all that. So you supposed to be putting it down to say, we're not putting nobody else on this gang, period. That's your job. That's what you're supposed to be doing. If you are a influencer, gang intervention worker, prevention worker, ambassador, if you one of them, that's your job. That's what y'all supposed to be doing. Stop the initiation of gangs in the community. That's how you combat violence with gangs. Stop putting people on. Get the gangs to learn to accept that and to say, listen, man, this is one of our number one things that we're pushing right now. Don't put no more kids on the gang. Man, let them be 18. What's wrong with that? Let them be 18. If y'all say, well, man, we ain't gonna never stop putting people on. Okay, homie, we good with that. We know that. We can't stop y'all from doing that. Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. But can you do this for us, homie? Can you make them 18? Now, me personally, I'm just asking with the cherry on top. Can they have 18 with a diploma? That's just me. Can they be 18 with a diploma? But I'm just saying, okay, homie, if that's y'all thing, y'all gonna do it, y'all ain't gonna listen to us, okay, cool. Well, can you make it 18? Can you tell them, nah, homie, 18? Can it be 18? Get a thing. Okay, man, look. This dude trying to get put on. Can you go around because you denied them and start calling the other hoods? Oh, yeah, we denied dude. Whoa, we denied him. We denied him. Hey, homie, you've been going around. Because, look, he just trying to get put on a game. He just trying to get put on a game. Guess what? When the pressure going wrong, he can hood hop. And Professor Damu was telling me about a dude, like, man, he like, that's the same. We was talking about something. He said, man, this just was last year. He said, man, that's the same dude. This what he said. He said, man, that dude was from 6-0 East Coast. I heard he was from 6-0 East Coast, A-Trey, something else, you know. Now he done caused all kind of problems, you know, with the last gang he was with. Wait a minute, man. That dude was hood hopping, just going around, doing stupid stuff, and then turning to another hood. That's why I don't put nobody else on, and you ain't got to worry about that. Deal with the numbers you got. You scared to do that? Or y'all scared to do that because it ain't that many of y'all, huh? Oh, man, we got to keep putting kids on, man, because it ain't that many of us. We show. Like the 9-0s, huh? Y'all gotta put kids on because you show. You don't got that many, you ain't that deep in numbers. You feel me? Other hoods like that. You ain't that deep in numbers, so you gotta keep putting kids on. So if they come to the park, we gotta put them on. Man, knock it off. That's how people like me end up getting shot. He wasn't born and raised over here. He came from somewhere else. You know, that's what you invite when you put these dudes on. You from where? You from third world. You live way down in the bottoms. And you mean to tell me you come way over here to Jesse Owens to get put on? You went through, man, it's 40 gangs you passed to get over here. Come on, man. So this is the importance of all the gang intervention workers, you feel me? To me, the ones that gang members, current, ex, whatever the case, and with no non-affiliates. No non-affiliates need to be there. No girlfriends, no wives, no none of that. If your wife is a gang member, she's from the hood, then bring her. Women is more than welcome. But we don't need no non-affiliates in there. And debrief with each other about what's going on and what's coming in the streets. Talk about the gang graffiti. Talk about the no initiation policy. Talk about events coming that we want to be get an eye kept on. This is the stuff that need to be done. This is the situation. This is the issue. William Solomon, right in his home in Watts, he's sitting to the right, commanded a big Watts street gang, which he openly admitted took an active part in the riot. He's a champion hurdler. This dude was a champion hurdler. So I don't think he was burning down black stores. I think they was burning down, Whitey and all the other stuff, I don't think they burnt down black-owned businesses. I don't think they was doing that, because this guy was a champion hurdler. He was trying to do something with his life. A champion hurdler in high school. He had no job and was on probation for assault. Idle hands do the devil's work. With 2 followers shown with him, he later helped at a neighborhood association and used his influence to keep order there, and by his interest give its program a certain prestige in the street. See, he was interested in that. The same way the homies is interested in gang in ambassadors and grid and all that. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You're not the first to do this. You're not the first. This been done. This is directly after the riots. And look what this dude is doing. Give its program a certain prestige in the streets. You got to give the grid and ambassadors and intervention workers a prestige out here by saying, hey, man, listen, this is the initiative that we pushing. No more. We don't want to put no more in 24. We want to keep a track. Man, when you get put on? Oh, last year in 23. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Somebody gonna say, no, you didn't. He just got put on. You got put on this year in 24. Oh. What are you doing? Target him. I bet you his education is low. The education is low. So that is the job of the intervention worker, of the grid worker, of the ambassador, to stop the initiation process, push that agenda, use your influence. You were hired because you have influence. Are you saying that we giving these jobs just to straight gang members to gang bang and do what they doing? So no wonder gang banging is still active. It's active. Gang banging is still active. It's still happening. It's writing on the wall. It's still fights. It's still going on. If they saying that gang banging is over, Crips and Bloods is done, is over with, then what's the reason for keep putting people on? We shouldn't have no more gang members in 24. We shouldn't have no more gang members in 24, 25, 26, all that. It should be over with then. It shouldn't be nobody else on the hood. But guess what? They doing it right now. Because today is somebody hood day. Tomorrow somebody hood day. Yesterday was somebody hood day. The day before that was somebody hood day. The day after tomorrow gonna be somebody hood day. Next week is gonna be somebody hood day. You feel me? So it's not gonna stop. But it should stop. And no hood day should be nobody getting put on. Don't put nobody else on. Nah, homie, we ain't putting you in. Nah, we ain't putting nobody else on. Ain't no hood day put ons. We're not doing that. We don't need nobody else on. So, this is the agenda that needs to be pushed, along with whatever else needs to be debriefed in that meeting with just the gang members. That's ambassador, intervention workers, grid workers, ex-gang members, and current gang members. That need to be the issue. That so they can debrief with each other and find out what's going on, what are they doing, what's going on with them. This is the mission. This is the understanding of what needs to take place out here in these streets. There's so much else that can be talked about. There's so much else that can be done outside of initiating somebody else onto a gang. That's all I'm saying, man, because this is the time. This is the time. This is the time where it's going down, bro. This is where it's happening at. Let's find out what's going on. You feel me? Let's find out what's happening in our neighborhoods. Let's find out what's taking place in our hoods and our streets through the people that's in our hoods and our streets, not from non-affiliates and people who lived over there for 50 years and all that. No, we talking about from actual people that's in the community every day. You understand what I'm saying? Every day. That's who we need to hear from. That's who we need to know where this information is coming from. I don't care if it's 50 people there. It's just a quick roll call. You open with a prayer. All thanks to God. All thanks to the Most High. Allah, Yahweh, Jesus. And move it on. And move it on. I'm such and such. I'm such and such, man. I'm such and such from Backstreet. I'm such enough from Hat Gang. I'm such enough for Bishop. That's not hard. And run that down the line and let everybody get an idea and go back to who leading the meeting and bust it down. Listen, man, this meeting is basically to debrief what's going on in our neighborhoods, what we experiencing, and as a grid worker, as an ambassador, as a gang interventionist. You feel me? Boom, debrief. What randomly pick people. Hey, what's your name again? Oh, I'm Big Such and Such from Denver Lane. Okay, listen, what's going on over there? Well, not too much. We got this and that. Ooh, what anything you concerned with? Ooh, yeah, I'm concerned about this and that. Okay, good. What about you? Where you from? Oh, you from Kitchen. Okay, all right. Where you from? Oh, I'm from Avalon. Okay, where you from? I'm from Five Deuce Village. Okay, boom, and so on and so on, and let them debrief. You feel me? I'm from West Boulevard. I'm from Venice. I'm from Marvin, all the way down. To everybody that's there, man. Let the debriefing begin, man, because this is what needs to be done. this is the stuff that needs to be done. They have to take this opportunity because of the summertime, to see what is going on, to find out what is happening in their hoods, This is the stuff that needs to take place, man. This is the stuff that needs to take place. This is Dr. Crip, man. Welcome to the show. We just talking about, we giving you this is just a recap of the whole week of before the Crips and what you see with the B-roll, with the pictures and the B-roll and all that. But we also letting people know that this is the time, man, that it's summertime. It's here. We know that crime is going up because we know these kids is finna act a fool. They want 18 chains and they owe 8 foreigns. They want the 3,000 Ballandini shoes, so they willing to steal from their grandmamas. They stealing their mama's checks. They stealing phones. They robbing your kids for their cell phones. This is the time where crime is going up and death is going up. It's a lot of stuff going on. So this is the time that the gang interventionists, ambassadors, grid workers, all need to put out no more 24. Try to not put nobody else on these gangs. We don't need nobody else on these gangs. We don't want anybody else on these gangs, man. We don't need that. And they need to have these meetings at least twice this summer to debrief about what's going on in their hoods. So we hope that crime, death doesn't take its place like it is. We know this is 2024. We know something big is coming in 25. So everybody needs to take a step up. Everybody needs to take a step forward and try to get a hold on the next generation. When I mean next generation, I'm talking about 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, to try to get their mind interested in something other than hanging out in the streets, not doing nothing. All this, we see what they got going on with the takeovers, that's their thing with the takeovers. They group in there, with the cars and all that type of stuff. And they doing whatever they can to get to that type of stuff, and the stupidity is out of control. They get in the cars, burning them in the middle of the streets for what? Is it a stolen car? Did they steal their car? Did they steal their mama car? They setting, they rent cars, burning them up, setting them on fire. I never understood this level of stupidity. I'm sorry. I don't know why that is happening. I don't know why they get in the middle of the street and just burning cars. So that just should let you know the level of intelligence that we're dealing with. This is beyond mischief. This is beyond kids being kids. This is something totally different. This is, you don't want your child a part of this, man. You don't want your child a part of this. You do not want your child a part of that. You trying to keep your child as focused as possible. If your child wind up being a crowd attendee, they somebody in the crowd hanging out, okay, at least they not participating in the actual donuts and the burning of the cars and all this other stuff. Get them the sense to say, don't park your car in the circle where all that's going on, because they're going to try to do something and cut everything off and your car get caught up and pounded. Have the smarts to ride in somebody else's car there. Park your car 2-3 blocks down. Don't park your car right in the center. Don't park your car right in the middle of all that. Teach your kids how to have some sense of what's going on out here, because this is what's happening. And we know it's about to get worse. We already know it's about to get worse. We already know it's about to take place. We already know it's finna go down out here, man. So we trying to prevent all that, you know, and we hoping that we can bring down the initiation factor. So all the grid workers, all the prevention workers, gang interventionists, ambassadors, grassroots organizations that have gang members working in there. Everybody, man, have that meeting, man. Get that meeting done with no non-affiliates there, so y'all can debrief and talk about the next generation. Because our kids, man, we already know they low in school. They go to school. It's only 6% blacks. Everything else is other religion, other races. Blacks is only 6% there. So that's a cause for fights and all that other stuff. So you got to know how to navigate through that stuff, man. Your kids need to know how to navigate through that stuff. That's what we need to be concerned about. And no initiation. Of course, we got to work on nonviolence. That's going to happen. That's going to happen regardless. That's going to happen regardless. The main focus is generation after generation going down the wrong path, man. Joining gangs and being harassed at school and all that. That's the main focus, man. Get these kids on the path to where they can try to better themselves with trade skills and, you know, all that. Because we got ambassadors and grid workers that got programs, that got trade skills. You can go learn that stuff there, you know. You can go learn that stuff there, you know. We need that. They need to get together. It's time for the Blood and the Crip to get together, whether it's two of the ambassador grid workers, however y'all want to do it. But it's time for y'all to get together, man, and get people to have trades where the teachers are Bloods and Crips together in front of the kids, man. You have to show and prove. You got to know how to show what you're doing, you know, not just talking about it, but really getting out there, getting it in. We know everybody, we know we got about 5 or 6 homies that got the programs out here that got everything cracking. And it's hard for them to run those programs as it is. But they need to start overseeing one program with Bloods and Crips that people got skills in wood, steel, trade, brakes, whatever it is. And let these guys teach these courses together as a Blood and a Crip, where kids from all those areas coming in. Come on, man. It's just that time, man. It's the summertime is just what it is. You know, it's just what it is, man. The summertime is just what it is. It's that time for everybody to get on this generation, because we already know the summer's finna be out of hand, man. These dudes finna be losing their lives for 18 chains. These dudes finna be losing their lives for the Balenciaga shoes that's $3,000 that's gonna go bad in a week because they're gonna be wearing them every day. You know, and now they got to go get another $3,000, you know, and, you know, it's just finna be that time where economics is finna play a part, and they need to get these summer jobs and all that. I don't know if the summer jobs is up or down, but we need to get these kids involved in a lot and get their mind off of everything. Look, man, I didn't want to keep y'all forever, man. So this was just a debrief about the week before the Crips and what's going on for the summertime. We know summer is coming. We need to get a hold on the summertime. We got all these hood days that's going to fall down the line. So we know it's coming. We know it's going to be crime and death and everything. So we need to get the grid workers, the ambassadors, and all the gang interventionists and grassroots organizations that's gang members have that meeting. No non-affiliates, no wives, no girlfriends. If they gang member girlfriends and wives, then yes. Debrief with each other about what's going on in the streets with this generation and what's coming up and how to deal with it. and let each other know what's happening, because we don't want to see no more death. If everybody can say the Crips and Bloods is over with, if that's the agenda that you pushing, that, oh man, it ain't no more Crips and Bloods, that's then died out now and all that, then that means that there should be no more initiations. There should be no more Crips or Bloods getting put on any other gang. Nowhere. There shouldn't be no new gang members. Period. We don't need them. If Crips and Bloods is over with, well, why they getting put on? So let's knock that off. They still here. They still active. As long as you seeing writing on the walls, Crips and Bloods exist. When you seeing fights at concerts and all this other stuff, Crips and Bloods exist, man. So let's knock that off. Let's stop talking like that. If the Crips and Bloods is over with, we want to overkill it. Let's go for the overkill then. Let's start pushing that line. So this is Dr. Crip, man. I didn't want to take up a lot of y'all time, man. Please like, subscribe, and share. One move away. Andre Phillips, holla at a player, though. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's all good. This is Dr. Crip. I'm out.